Hi, this is Gregor from BassTheWorld.com and here's my review of the TC Electronics BG250 Combo, the 115 version, and the 210, and the 112. And this little buddy, the 2x8 version. The guys from TC Electronic are giving away one of these to my subscribers, to you. Watch the video to the end to find out what to do. What really sets these combos apart from everything else you will find on the market is their Toneprint feature. So let's check out what it is. Toneprint is a technology TC Electronic came up with a while ago. It's in the most of their recent pedals and of course also in these bad boys here. So how does it work? Besides all the regular functions we will go through in a minute, these combos have a digital effect section. When you buy one of these or check them out in the music store, you will discover a built-in distortion and a chorus. Or at least that's what it sounds like. But it doesn't really matter, because there are much more effects you can get access to. And here's how the Toneprint thing works. All you need is an iPhone, an Android device or a computer. Just download the Toneprint app and better take care that you don't accidentally also install the spiderweb app for your display. It sucks, believe me. When the download is done, you will find tons of effects you can beam, as so they call it, to your BG combo. Available are 6 different effect types: distortion, chorus, flanger, octaver, compressor and vibrato. But these are just categories. If you select one of these, you will find the actual effects, and there are lots of different versions. Some are created by TC Electronic, but the most come from well-known bass players such as Richard Boner, Hadrian Furrow, Uriah Duffy, Marlo Decay, Nathan East, Roscoe Beck, and the list goes on and on and on. And if these are still not enough for you, you can also get a Toneprint editor and create your own ones by tweaking a huge variety of parameters to your own liking. Sorry for the inconvenience, but this is the shit. This is exactly what pedal nerds like me have been dreaming about through all the years. Before we come to the actual review, let's briefly check some of these effects. As mentioned before, there's much more. If you want to try it out, just get the Toneprint app on your phone, it's free, and go to the next music store that carries these amps and you can try it out right there. You don't need Wi-Fi or anything else. Once you have the app, it's all in your phone, and if you want to know how this technology works, there are plenty of demo videos by TC Electronic. Just Google it. And now let's finally start with the review. The first thing you recognize when you get one of these in your hands is their weight. Or let's better say, their missing weight. To get this to scale, here's my personal practice combo. And it weighs the same as this one. Not to mention that the BG combos have much more power to offer. 250 watts actually, this is a lot. So these are not just practice combos, you can also bring them to your gigs. Except maybe if you're rocking out in a stadium or something, then you might look out for something bigger. But the BG combos should be loud enough for any normal rehearsal or gig situation. All these combos come in different speaker configurations, but what they have in common is their control layout, a preamp and a power amp and stuff. Except for the mini one, it's slightly different, but let's check that later. So here's the control plate. On the left, there's a regular 1/4-inch instrument input. Here's the gain control and a small LED that will try to get your attention in case you set the input gain too high. Then follows a 3-band EQ with controls for bass, mids and treble. TC calls this an intelligent EQ, and this is indeed a smart idea. All these controls boost your bass signal at a certain frequency. That's what EQs usually do. But the frequencies you want to boost are not necessarily the same ones you want to cut if you need to get rid of something that's too present in your bass sound. So they selected different frequencies for each way. Next thing in line is the Toneprint effects section. You get 2 of these, and each one with a dry-wet knob that controls how much effect you want to mix to your clean signal. an on-off switch and the status LED. Here's the master volume. It controls the output of the built-in power amp. Besides that, there's a pedal input jack. If you purchase the additional foot switch from TC Electronic, you can control both effects stomp-in-wise, as well as a mute for the entire amp. Unfortunately, you can't use both Toneprint effects at the same time, but those who are really into pedals, I guess you guys have your own stuff anyway. This mini USB input is for those who don't have a smartphone to beam the Toneprint sounds into the amp. As you can see, here's even a built-in tuner. It's of course not the best tuner you can get, but to have one in the amp is definitely a great feature. And an aux in if you want to connect an MP3 player or whatever to it. Next to it there's a headphone out. When you use it, the internal speakers will be muted, so you can continue playing in your room even late at night. The last feature is the XLR DI out that sends an symmetric audio signal to the mixing console or to your recording device. And with this little knob you can decide if you want to send a pure unprocessed signal or your full bass sound with all the EQ and the effects. On the back of the combo there's not much to see, it's just the main on-off switch and the input for the power cable. Specs wise these amps are just amazing, you get so much good stuff in just one box, and especially in their price range I would say there's no real match to fight. But now let's check out how they perform, cause specs written on papers are often just one side of the story. More importantly is, how does it work, and of course, how do they sound? First let's check out what the intelligent EQ does. The sample you will hear right now is recorded straight from the DI out into an interface without any editing or compression. It's a simple EQ section, but it does what it's supposed to do. And I like how they kept it simple, so especially unexperienced players won't get distracted by too much options. The combo sounds already great when the EQ is flat in its default setting. For some players there's maybe a bit too much bass boost going on, but this can easily be cut with the EQ. The acoustic sounds coming from the speakers is what really makes the difference between all these models. And in general I would say the bigger the speaker, the slower and deeper your bass will sound. So you're looking for like a round and smooth bass sound, you should probably check the 15-inch version first. And in my opinion this is also the most natural sounding. If you like fast attack and crisp and clear sounds, you're most likely more candidate for the 2x10 version. The 12-inch combo sits in between these two worlds. It's warmer sounding than the 10-inch speaker, but definitely not as bluesy, soul, P-bass, upright kinda like the 15-inch speaker. All these combos got a piezo tweeter in addition to their speakers. These take care for the trebly sound bits of your bass tone. The extremely lightweight construction of these amps compromises their tone a bit, that should be mentioned. If you're familiar with the RH amps from TC, like the RH750 that is my main amp since many years, and the RS series cabinets, then you have a good starting point to get a good impression. The BGs are not as solid sounding as the RH ones, they sound a bit more fluffy, if that's a term or information you can use somehow. Very lightweight speaker cabinets always tend to sound less solid and a bit slower and less in your face compared to heavier builds. But it's not a bad thing at all, it's just a matter of taste. In fact, since years, lightweight equipment sells much better than the old school heavy stuff, so I assume the most of you are already used to this kind of sound. Now let's check if we can capture the sound differences of these amps. For the following tests they are all set up in the same way and recorded with a condenser microphone. And now, finally, let's have a look at the mini version here, the 2.8 combo, the one with two 8-inch speakers. I'm the 2.8, I am so small, I'm smaller than the others, they are so tall. So you might think I'm not that loud, but the truth is, I'm the one with the external speaker out. That was weird. But it's actually true, it's the only combo from the series with an external speaker output. This means you can put it on another 8 ohm speaker cabinet and then it's indeed much louder than all the other ones. The layout is a bit different. Of course there's less space, so they had to break the control panel down to the most important functions. Instead of the gain control, you have an active-passive switch. The freeband EQ made it into this one and the Toneprint stuff too, but there's just one section. Here's the mute switch, the tuner and the master volume. A bit hidden on the back there's the internal speaker out, so you can practically also use this as a head and ignore the internal speakers. And here's also the pedal switch input, the aux in, the headphone out and the XLR DI out. What you can see is basically the BH250 head from TC Electronic. Unfortunately you can't take it out of the combo, this would have been like the best thing ever. Anyway, it sounds good, but compared to the big ones, yeah, it seems of course much more like a toy. But don't forget, it's housing 250 watts, so it can definitely get pretty loud. But I would still consider it much more as a practice amp. The more volume you dial in, the more bottom gets lost, so at a certain point you definitely want to add another cabinet. But let's say for an acoustic gig or for a church gig, it definitely delivers more than enough power. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my review, and if you have any questions left, just let me know in the comments. And yes, you can win this little dude here. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel, write a comment in the comment section below and give thumbs up and share it all across the interwebs. And I will pick a winner randomly in exactly 1 week after the release of this video and will announce his or her name on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Google Plus and maybe even on MySpace if this is still a thing. I don't know. That's it. See you next time with more reviews and more demos and bass stuff, whatever. Tschüss.